Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating 2021 NHK Trophy. In a few minutes, we will begin the competition for men short program.
はじめにご来場のお客様にお願い申し上げます。会場内は禁煙です。おタバコをお吸いの際は
Welcome back to the Yoyogi National Gymnasium in Tokyo for the International Skating Union's 4th of 6 Grand Prix events, the NHK Trophy. And this amazing arena was opened in 1964, designed to house the swimming and diving at the '64 Summer Olympics, but since then it's seen the World Skating Championships as far back as 1977, and now the host for more brilliant skating here the NHK Trophy. We look forward to the fourth of the four disciplines, the men's short program. And there we see the starting order. Russia leading in the pairs and the ice dance, but Japan victorious in the women's short program. And the fans here eager to see a Japanese man atop the standings after the short program in the men's event as well. And Shoma Uno, reigning Olympic silver medalist, the heavy favourite to do just that. Sadness for the fans though in finding out that Yuzuru Hanyu, the reigning Olympic champion, has suffered an injury and has had to withdraw from the event. We wish him all the best in his speedy recovery.
Keep the proper social distance with others. In addition, we kindly ask you to refrain from cheering vocally. Please show your appreciation to the
We've
skaters.
seen some wondrous skating, and that has been eagerly applauded by some incredible fans who have really helped to elevate the energy in the arena for the fortunate skaters selected to compete here at this prestigious standard of event.
We thank you very much for your cooperation.
Skating never more popular than it is now in Japan. And that part of the reason why the Grand Prix final has been selected to take part in Osaka, Japan next month as well. For now, we meet the judges and the technical panel.
Judge number 1, Ms. Marketa Porklova, the Czech Republic. Judge number 2, Ms. Julia Andreeva, Russia. Judge number 3, Mr. Walter Toigo, Italy. Judge number 4, Ms. Deborah Islam, Canada. Judge number 5, Ms. Yoko Kuno, Japan. Judge number 6, Ms. Yong Gyong Han, the Republic of Korea. Judge number 7, Ms. Pernilla Buling, Finland. Judge number 8, Ms. Deborah Curry, USA. Judge number 9, Ms. Katarina Henriksson, Sweden. The technical panel. The technical controller, Ms. Leena Laksonen. The technical specialist, Mr. Jason Peace. The assistant technical specialist, Mr. Alexander Kuznetsov.
An esteemed and experienced panel of officials ready to judge these young men. And for many of these athletes, it's incredibly exciting to perform in front of such a big audience. They competed recently without that luxury, and let's hope they can motivate them all to more personal best that we've seen in some of the other disciplines today.
From Japan, from Japan, from USA, from USA, from Russia,
Makar Ignatov.
skaters, please start your 6-minute warm-up.
5 skaters taking to the ice, and some familiar flags there in single skating.
On the screen,
Like
you will
in the
see
women's
skaters
discipline,
group 1 in the order of skating.
America and Japan have qualified 3 in both men's and women's disciplines. And this event, an opportunity for these young Japanese skaters to potentially get themselves considered for selection to that Olympic team. The International Skating Union allow a maximum of 3 entrants from any one nation at the ISU championship level.
NHK 杯は昨年に続いて2度目の出場です。三浦佳生さん。2番山本壮太さん、日本。
Fortunate timing for finding Sota Yamamoto on camera, but nice to see that he's smiling. He intends to open with quad salto. There are 16 quads planned in this group of 11 men in the short program. That's what he's hoping for. First time, triple flip, triple toe.
3番、友木日和さん、アメリカ。日本人のご両親のもと、アメリカで生まれ育った
Tomoki
日和選手。
represents America.
2019年に世界ジュニア選手権で優勝を果たし、
Hail from Kobe in Japan as well.
全米選手権で銅メダルに輝きました。今シーズンはチャレンジャーシリーズイタリア大会で第5位の成績を収めています。友木日和さん。 4番カムデン・トゥルキネンさん、アメリカ。2017年名古屋で行われ
And
た
Camden, former world record holder of the junior men's short program score.
文武両道スケーターです。今シーズンはアメリカで行われた国際大会
He and Tomoki shared the same coaches.
カムデン・トゥルキネンさん。
Training mates as well, motivating each other in their preparation for this event.
5番マカール・イグナトフさん、ロシア。2019年グランプリシリーズ
Makar,
デビュー戦
who has competed already in the Grand Prix, narrowly missing a podium spot in Vancouver at Skate Canada, the second
今シーズンはグランプリシリーズ
Grand Prix series.
大会で4位と健闘しています。
And arguably the best quadruple loop in the world, as demonstrated there. So we will see as the event progresses, particularly toward the last group. Most of the top contenders planning to do 2 quadruple jumps and the triple axel. The men have 7 required elements in the short program, 3 jumping passes, 3 spins, and the step sequence. But 12 elements in the free skate tomorrow. We've seen some fascinating chopping and changing in the standings between the short and the free skate and the Grand Prix already. But all the skaters here wanting to stay within the mix for medals, heading into the free skate. Makar just simulating loop takeoff. His quadruple loop just looks so effortlessly easy. I have to question sometimes if he's done a triple or quad. Quite amazing. And the quadruple loop making a little bit of a resurgence this season, seeing more of them cleanly attempted. So Nathan Chen returned to using it this season.
1 minute to go in the warm-up.
See Shoma, Uno going for it again in this event as well. Talking of chopping and changing, last week in Torino, Japanese skater Yuma Kagayama was triumphant, but he was 7th in the short program. But a brilliant free skate helped pull him up to 1st place overall. Struggling. $13,000 seats at full capacity in this amazing venue. Famous for the suspension roof design, which is quite something.
Leave the ice. Thank you.
And a great venue and location for this NHK Trophy.
Miura Kaosa, Nippon.
Number 1, representing Japan, Kao Miura.
Incredibly exciting opportunity for Kao Miura. He competed at this event last year, but that was a relatively domestic event without international competitors. This, an exciting opportunity for him to showcase his talent. Dreamy quad salto to start. And just stepping out of the quad toe. Just lovely flow on the landing of the triple axel as well. Wow, what a start to the men's short program. And yet another start from Japan. And it's almost comical to think that his personal best comes from a junior Grand Prix a couple of years ago of 59.94. That is no reflection of the skater that we have just seen. And I'm sure during the pandemic, this man must have been working incredibly hard to facilitate those huge improvements. And it's interesting, he is very good friends with Yuma Kageyama, who world medalist in Stockholm and winner of the Italian Grand Prix last week. And you can see that same kind of quality evident here. You can also see the influence of Yuzuru Hanyu, who Kao calls God. And I'm pretty sure there are many skating fans around the world who could comprehend that. But Kao's costuming even influenced, I'm sure, by God Yuzuru. And what was particularly impressive was the lack of hesitancy. This is a huge arena. It's housed the World Championships in the past. There's a virtually packed audience. And it looks like Kao has embraced it completely. This is an issue. The camel spin positions, both on the flying camel and in the spin combination. Not sure that they're collably clear positions. We'll see later. This was better where his left knee was above the hip. We'll see some much more aesthetically pleasing camel spin positions later as the group proceeds. But this, on the other hand, top drawer quality. And interestingly, in an interview this week, he's acknowledged that just being here offers opportunity for learning. And after one of the practices, he acknowledged that he was watching and learning from the great Shoma Uno, who we will see skate second from last in the event. So obviously an intelligent young man who is conscious of the opportunity this event offers to him. And few things nicer than seeing a skater suitably delighted, and I'm sure our coach as well. Noriko Sato, coach and choreographer. She, former Japanese ice dance champion and Olympian herself.
The score, please.
Miura-sanの得点 76.62.
The score for Kao Miura is 76.62.
And presumably the camel catch spin drawing blood from him there. But I think he deemed it worth it with that big personal best.
Number 2, representing Japan, Sota Yamamoto.
So this young man has taken a year off university to try and qualify on the Japanese Olympic team. All his energy fully committed to this season. And a great start for him too. Smooth quadruple salto. And almost a Han Yan type triple axel, reminiscent of the great Chinese skater. And must been positions to envy. Celebration after the triple flip, triple toe. Well, thank you to Sota Yamamoto and Kamiura for starting the men's short so brilliantly. The first two Japanese skaters delivering brilliant performances, and Sota justifying his decision to take a sabbatical from university and his studies in the pursuit of that Olympic qualification. Interestingly, before suffering from some serious injuries and operations, Sota was second at the Junior Grand Prix final, close to Shoma Uno, who we now know to be an Olympic silver medalist. But those injuries curtailed his development. But hopefully now we're starting to see a return to that form and that quality. He changed coaches in July of this year, and now working with Mihoko Higuchi, who was responsible for Shoma's success for so many years as well. This, the opening quad sal. Good air position, good landing position. And this, lovely axle 2 into the spread eagle. Not totally extended in the air, and there you can see a quarter of the rotation on the ice. So little impact there on the technical element score, but no rotational issues, I think, with the triple flip, triple toe, and that impressive, having seen him struggle with that a little bit in warm-up. And what Sota does possess is a better run of the blade, better skating skills than Kao, who we've seen already. And Kamiura, who started proceedings going for 2 quads, making that mistake, whereas Sota going for just the 1 quad and the triple-triple combination, I think will come out on top. And an example of quality over quantity in this instance. Moving forward to tomorrow, though, Sota will be going for both quad salco and quad toe loop. So he obviously has the potential to land more than one type of quad, but not yet ready to risk that in the short program. And these fans really have been treated all day long.
The score, please.
山本さんの得点 86.05 今シーズンの自己最高得点を更新しました。現在の順位は第1位です。
The score for Soga Yamamoto is 86.05, and this is his season's best score. And this brings him currently in first place.
3番、友木日渡さん、アメリカ。
Number 3, representing USA, Tomoki Hiwatashi.
The first of 3 Americans to compete here in Tokyo at the NHK Trophy. Tomoki Hiwatashi. Like the 2 Japanese skaters perform, the intention is to start with quad sako. That immeasurably better than warm-up. Stepping up into triple axel from the left forward inside bracket, and an epic big rush in the split jump. Oh, what a shame. Intended quad toe combination and just a double. But a fantastic Bielman spin position, a rarity in the men's event. Well, what a shame about the toe loop. But some brilliant aspects in the choreography, exploiting an obvious great flexibility from Tomoki. Fabulous big hitch kick in there. And hopefully we might get to see that Russian split jump again, which was incredible. I'm sure, like so many of these athletes, Tomoki will be desperately eager to vie for that Olympic place, but it does seem that America has a fairly clear route to take for its men's Olympic team with world champion Nathan Chen, Jason Brown, and the sort of season favourite now, Vincent Zhou, who we'll see skate later. There's certainly no doubt in my mind that Tomoki has potential, and I wonder whether or not he will continue for one more Olympic cycle. There's the opening quad sal, which he struggled with in warm-up, but didn't struggle at all here. Really deep edge set on the outside spread eagle as well. Like I said, he took the left inside bracket into the triple axel. You'll notice that Tomoki rotates in a clockwise direction, unlike the majority of the skaters, and will naturally and comfortably rotate in an anti-clockwise direction. Here it was. Here's the clanger. Wow, just 2 rotations. So no value for that. But then a Bielman position that I'm sure, well, I doubt any other man can. There, that hitch kick is just so incredibly difficult. And again, that too, just a transition. But few, if any, of the men in the event could do that. As to with the hydroglide into this skid. Arguably not as hard as the quad toe, but something that few can perform. It's not got the same value that Tomoki wants as that of the quad combination that's missing.
The score, please.
日渡さんの得点 72.36。現在の順位は第3位です。
The score for Tomoki Hiwatashi is 72.36. And this ranks him currently in 3rd place.
4番カムデン・プルキネンさん、アメリカ。
Number 4, representing USA.
So we had back-to-back Japanese skater performances and now back-to-back American skater performances. And not only representing the same nation, but the same coaching staff as well. Damon Allen rinkside to support Camden Pulkkinen from America. The same fate as his training mate. Double toe, not the intended quad. Hard fall on the axle. Tough day at the office for Camden. Triple single toe. That was hard for Camden. The opening quad toe, doubling out on that, and that tough fall in the triple axel. And then obviously the jump combination going awry as well. And as I said in warm-up, he's been the former world record holder for the junior men's short program. And he's posted scores as big as 89 from the Skate Canada Grand Prix a couple of seasons ago, but just not finding his form at present. And yet he has a wonderful style over the ice, a really elegant backline and neckline, but so much dependency upon the 3 jumping passes in the short program for the men, and unfortunately none of them worked here for Camden. And this, you wonder if he'd seen his training mate Tomoki just perform, because he mirrored the same problem. I feel that tomorrow. That looked horrid fall on the axle. And so the fall incurs a mandatory -5 grade of execution from every judge. They're slipping on the takeoff for the toe. Judges can reward anywhere from a +5 grade of execution to boost the element score down to a -5 for the mistakes like Camden sadly had. And again, just context, that triple axel with that fall, if it had been landed at base, it would have been 8 points. The -5s take it down to 4 points, and then it gets a -1 deduction for the fall. And also the judges are forced to then react in the program component scores. So the performance and execution component has to take a dip as well for the big mistake. So tough day there. Damon Allen, back-to-back skaters for him. And he'll be having to work hard to motivate the skaters and bring them back from the frustration of today's short program.
The score for Camden Polkman is 55.53.
Polite applause from the Japanese fans.
4th place.
But frustrating day for Camden. Let's hope for much better tomorrow in the free skate.
5番マカール・イグナトフさん、ロシア。
Number 5, representing Russia, Makar Ignatov.
2 weeks ago, we saw him in Vancouver, and this program scored him a personal best. He skated fairly cleanly there. He really defies the difficulty of that element. Nailed the quad loop. Next up, quad toe. Landed on the back inside edge, but easily secured the triple toe to make the combination count. Quality on the triple axel. A difficult combination of turns leading into the change foot sit spin. Great use of the illusion feature and some unique spin positions to up the level. Great change foot combo spin to finish. Nice to see the team use different features. Tap the level. And could this young man be a surprise package on the Russian Olympic team? We saw Mikhail Khoyada compete in Italy last week. He was second there for Russia. But Makar really showing some impressive consistency in the short program at very least. And that quad loop. Oof. Quad loop just made to look so much easier than it is. Quad loop more valuable than the quad tone quad salcos that we've seen so far. Quad loop worth 10.5 at base. Here it is. Let's check the rotation. Pretty good. And look at the solidity of landing position. Back outside edge takeoff, pops up off the toe. Yeah. You can see him looking at this. Here you can see, if you cast your eye on the landing, bit of a back inside edge on the landing, which isn't optimal. But it didn't seem to cause him any problems in having the courage to step up into triple toe. So after posting that 89.79 at Skate Canada with a clean skate, we have to assume that when he returned to the training rink, the focus has been on maintaining consistency and improving those component scores. The judges analyzing skating skills, transitions, performance and execution, composition, and interpretation. It was an interesting choice. The Paolo Nutini Iron Sky. Judges have to analyze how well he interpreted that piece of music. And as a generalization, that's what we tend to see perform better from the more senior skaters who've been on the circuit a little bit longer. The maturity offers a more in-depth interpretation. But for now, job done well by Makar Ignatov from Russia.
The score, please.
Ignatov さんの得点 90.54。今シーズンの自己最高得点を更新しました。現在の順位は第1位です。
Just under a point higher than his PB from 2 weeks ago.
And this brings him currently in first place.
So a mixed bag of results in performance. Great showcase for Makar, and strong, solid performances from both Japanese skaters. But potentially a short program performance that the Americans want to learn from and then forget. That said, the next American to skate is tipped as favourite alongside Shoma Uno. Unbeaten this season, Vincent Zhou.
From Russia,
Samarin.
from Japan,
Shoma.
from Italy,
Matteo Rizzo.
skaters, please start your 6-minute warm-up.
So exciting times, and in this group of 6 skaters, potentially looking at two medal hopefuls for Beijing next February at the Games. Shoma Uno has been there already, silver medalist nearly 4 years ago in Pyeongchang. And Vincent Zhou, the man of the season so far. He won the Olympic qualifier event, the Nebelhorn Trophy in Oberstdorf, and he ended Nathan Chen's winning streak at the Skate America event. Nathan Chen had been unbeaten since the short program in Pyeongchang Olympics. Vincent had a convincing and decisive win there. Nam also at that event, the first of the season in Skate America. He skated well there. As we spoke about in Las Vegas, he's been vocal about the challenges of training this season. But he seemed buoyed by the experience at Skate America. He gave us all a brilliant exhibition skate after the competition as well. Junhwan, another skater who competed in Torino last week. And it seems to have paid off for those we've seen that have competed already. The cross-continent travel hasn't affected the other women who competed today. Gauntlet laid down for Alexander Samarin from Makar Ignatov from Russia, who we saw finish the first group brilliantly. And in the absence of Yuzuru Hanyu, the Olympic champion, this is likely to be the man who all eyes in this arena are fixated upon. He's been skating brilliantly here in practice. And seems to be timing things just right as he heads towards yet another Olympics, we assume.
Matteo, Rizzo, Italy. 2019年ヨーロッパ選手権銅メダリスト。昨シーズンの世界選手権では12位という成績でした。NHK 杯は2度目の出場となり、2018年大会では3位に入り、
Matteo Rizzo didn't compete in the Italian Grand Prix last week, saving himself for here. His compatriot Daniel Grassel finding a bronze medal at that event. And there's no doubt that Matteo wants some silverware from Tokyo here. Can Vincent maintain his winning streak? He said since Skate America that he had no expectation of winning that event and seemed almost in disbelief at the result. But coach Tom Zakrajcek said he wasn't surprised at all based on the way training's been going and based on that quad lutz triple toe. Looking like a repeat win is distinctly possible as Shoma preps for his quad toe. The comfortable looking triple toe greeted by applause from the fans. Yuzuru Hanyu's injury, we understand, may have been a result of his quadruple axel practice. Yuzu has been quite vocal about his commitment to being the first man, or first skater, to land a quad axel And having won 2 Olympic titles already, that surely would cement his name even further in the history books, as if it's not already firmly planted there. Vern Taylor, the Canadian man, the first to land triple axel in competition back in 1978. But it didn't become a regular feature until at least a decade later and more. Whereas now the technical advances in the sport dictate now we're no longer looking at just 1 quad in the short program. 2 quads, seemingly a prerequisite to be a world medalist. And we'll see next year, at the start of next year, with the European Championships, the 4 continent championships, then the Olympic Games, and then we head to Montpellier in France for the International Skating Union World Figure Skating Championships. A feast of amazing skating this season.
Vincent Zhou, America.
Number 6, representing USA, Vincent Zhou.
He was first to skate in Skate America and led throughout the competition. 6th to start here, but first after the second warm-up group. Vincent Zhou from America.
Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day, with eyes that know the darkness in my soul, shadows on the hills, sketch the trees and
Looked like really good rotation on that one, the quadlets triple toe.
catch the breeze and the winter chills in colors on the snowy linen land. Now I understand what you tried to say to me.
Deep pressure into the back inside edge to create that quadruple salco.
And how you tried to set them free. They would
Beautiful
not
butterfly.
They
Into the
did
flying cannon.
not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night, flaming flowers brightly blaze, swirling clouds and violet haze, reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue.
Little tighter there, but safely landed the triple axel.
Morning fields of amber gray, weathered faces lined in pain, are soothed beneath the artist's loving hand. Like the strangers that you've met, the ragged man in ragged clothes, a silver thorn, a bloody rose, like crushed
Definite improvements in the step sequence since the last event.
they're not listening still. Perhaps they never
Great musical awareness into and out of the change foot combination spin to finish. really hard to comprehend that this is a skater who failed to qualify for the free skate in Stockholm at the World Championships. Another phenomenal performance from Vincent. Winner at the Cranberry Cup in Boston, winner of the Olympic qualifier in Oberstdorf, winner of Skate America at Las Vegas, and that will be hard to beat here at the NHK Trophy in Tokyo. And it's interesting because he's demonstrated such brilliant consistency. Consolidation of consistency can be sometimes hard. Building yourself up for the mistake is often common that we see, and yet there appears to have been a definitive focus on potential areas of progress. Grade of execution to me of the step sequence and the flying camel improved, and the combination spin also. This, look, he struggled with rotation calls in the past, but to me, not a question over that. And Mia Hamada delighted as well. Look at the depth of knee and pressure on that back inside edge, and the arm flourish to force judges high on GOE. This, the same transition he's been using, the traveling 3 turns into the triple axel. This looked maybe a cue on the rotation for that. And I felt at Skate America, particularly in the free skate, that he was potentially a little hard done to in the program component scores. But this level of consistency is making it easier for the judges, I'm sure, to feel a bit more comfortable in going with him on that second mark. And he's worked with famed choreographer Laurie Nickel on this piece. Very, very exciting times, a very exciting season for Vincent. And he and his team just, I presume, have to keep looking for those areas of progress. The triple axel rotation, maybe that's a question mark. But he just needs to continue in the same trajectory for the rest of this season. Good job.
That's more, please.
ジョーさんの得点 99.51。今シーズンの自己最高得点を更新しました。
1 point lower than his personal best.
The score for Vincent Zhou is 99.51, and this is
But a
his
comfortable
season's
lead
best
for the
score.
American.
This brings him currently in first place.
7番ナム・ニューエンさん、カナダ。
Number 7, representing Canada, Nam Nguyen.
The last time we saw him was at the exhibition skate in Skate America, and he had joy in his performance there. Let's hope same here. Disaster double sacco, downgraded triple toe, I think, as well on the back of it. Okay on the triple axel. Triple flip. position and timing through the Ina Bauer. A passionate skate from an expressive skater, and as I mentioned, following Makar Ignatov's performance from Russia, age and experience often enhances emotional interpretation within the skate, and that evident here from Nam. The way our sport system operates at present, that is not weighted. The quad salto was what he needed. So I think this could be a tough score to swallow. He skated well at Skate America. But here you can see just 2 rotations popping, then debating what to do with the triple toe, but the right foot landing forwards. And that's what the judges, the technical panel will use to dictate the rotation amount done. And we've seen Nam as high as 5th in the Worlds in 2015. But he's not been at the Olympic Games, and that, I assume, is the big focus for this year, driving him forward to continue in the sport. 2 men for Canada will get to compete in Beijing. We've seen Keegan Messing. He was 5th at Skate Canada. This was lovely. The Ina bar, perfect with the music. You can see the awareness of the hand and arm line, showing an elegance in his movement. Keegan, the highest ranked Canadian male at the moment. And I'm sure Nam eager to make sure he's one of the top 2 selected to fly out to China in February. Such a great history of men's skating in Canada. The likes of world champions Kurt Browning and Elvis Stoico in the 90s. And then Patrick Chan a little more recently.
The score for Nam Nguyen is 64.28, and is Rizzo currently in 6th place.
Junhwan Cha, Korea.
Number 8, representing the Republic of Korea, Junhwan Cha.
Last week in Italy, he had a great short program. 3rd there in the short with a score of 95.56. Needing his personal best from a couple of years ago. Junhwan Cha from Korea. And I think the audible yes from the coach, great quad salto. And a jump combination that he's used successfully often. The rocker Wally entry into it as well. Triple loops, triple loop. excellent articulation with the shoulders as well. Good triple axel. Brilliant short program choreography from Junhwan Cha. Clean skate. And looking like he's returning to that form from the 2018 Grand Prix series. It was an amazing year for him on the Grand Prix circuit. 2 bronze medals in Skate Canada and in Helsinki. And then he went on to finish on the podium at the Grand Prix final. And this looking like a return to that semblance of form, enhanced by some brilliant choreography from the wonderful Shaylin Bourne. Some really nice touches within it. And there, Brian Orser, 2-time Olympic silver medalist from Canada, another amazing Canadian male skater, greeting him. And I'm sure Brian was expecting and anticipating to be here with Yuzuru Hanyu, his other charge. But this young Korean is done and proud. Here the opening quad sal. See what the technical panel make of that in regards to the rotation. Camera guy is giving us the opportunity to scrutinize ourselves. Yeah, maybe a cue on the rotation there. Quarter rotation done on the ice. But this, the Lutz loop, and preceding this was the difficult rocker turn and a wally jump entry, which no mean feat in itself, and that forced to push the judges' entire GOE. This, the donut spin feature, and he did it brilliantly. To the catch camel variation. He's always had this hesitancy into the axle on the back outside edge, scratching on the toe pick before it, but the jump itself was big. Just the one quad attempt in the short program for Junhwan. Tomorrow he will do quad toe and quad salco. Even that fingertip positioning will have been worked with his team, with Shaylin. Brilliant example of attention to detail. And he does have a dream team behind him. Brian obviously responsible for Javi Fernandez, the Spanish star, Yuzuru Hanyu, Yuna Kim. So many have come from the Toronto Cricket Skating Club where he works. And there, a score almost 4/10 higher than last week.
This is his season's best score, and is racing currently in
Brian acknowledging a little bit better.
9番アレクサンドル・サマリンさん、ロシア。
Number 9, representing Russia, Alexander Samarin.
This young man boasts the highest value element performed. His quad lutz triple toe combination from the Stelecom Cup in Russia a couple of years ago, the biggest point scoring element that we've seen. He will start with that here in Tokyo. Alexander Samarin from Russia.
The matrix is open. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room, you can see it when you're not moving, or when you're moving the tunnel.
Not his best and not what he was hoping for. Loads of speed, just the quad lutz, no combination. And there, triple lutz, triple toe. And it's that big jump combination that he has relied upon in the past to really boost his results. That quad lutz triple toe that he's performed brilliantly so many times. Indeed, 5 of the top 10 highest value element scorers in all of skating come from the quad lutz triple toe performed by Alexander Samarin from Russia, that failed to produce one like that here. And the judges, because of the hand down and the double 3-turn exit, will be forced to go into the minus creative execution instead of the huge positive GOEs had in the past. And this, the second Grand Prix event for Alexander. He competed in Vancouver at the Skate Canada competition, and he unfortunately was the third of the 3 Russian skaters competing there. Here we see huge elevation, textbook air position, but just forward on landing, forced to put the hands down. Look at the drive up from, oh sorry, this was the triple lutz, triple toe. And interestingly, the planned program content here different to Canada. When he competed in his first Grand Prix, the intention was to do 2 quads, but he struggled there, made a mistake, found himself in 8th after the short program in Vancouver. Coming into this event, there's obviously an executive decision between him and the team to just go for that 1 quad, but sadly he couldn't rely upon that. And Alexander doesn't have that same natural flow you can see from some of these screenshots. The blade more upright across the ice, less depth of edge. And then he chose some interesting spin positions, but they too just not as fast as some of those that we've seen. Hence the frustration that we see there. But all of these skaters performing here in Tokyo really have the luxury of an amazing venue and an amazing appreciative audience as well. And let's hope that despite the frustrations, he can remember this as a positive.
The score, please.
サマリンさんの得点 84.32。今シーズンの自己最高得点を更新しました。現在の順位は第5位です。
I think given the mistake, he'll be happy with that. 84.32 for Alexander Samarin from Russia.
And this brings him currently in 5th place.
Now, can Shoma Uno continue as he has done in practice here with some brilliant skating? The American Vincent Zhou has laid down the gauntlet with a strong 99.51 in the short. Excellent quad flip to start. He only managed a double. Let's get America. The double toe at the end of the combination with the quad toe. Running edge on the landing of the triple axel. satisfactory, I suppose. He'll have wanted a quadruple combination, but better than the performance in the short program at Skate America, where he doubled the opening quad flip. We've seen Vivaldi used multiple times today, and as classy as any, Shoma Uno, and I strongly suspect Stefan Lombiel will give him trouble for the triple toe. There you go, he said it. Analysis between coach and skater. Too many times I've heard in the kiss and cry Stefan lambast him for not putting a triple toe in the combination. Here, the flip. And what was interesting here, he was slightly off axis on the flip, but I think the successful practices and great form he's in gave him the confidence to nail it and avoid a step out. Here's the quad toe, a little over rotated. Left side just opening up a little too far. And what judges love to see is deep outside edge on landing, demonstrated there, the axle. And I think respect again has to go to Matteo Caron, who's created another gorgeous costume for Shoma. And he's always just being in the shadow a little bit of Yuzuru. Twice second at the World Championships, twice fourth just off the podium. And that's where he found himself in Stockholm in March. Could he rise to the top? Could Shoma Uno be considered in contention with the likes of Nathan Chen and Han Yu for an Olympic title? The Olympic title which eluded Stefan Lombiel. He was the silver medalist at the 2006 Games. A two-time world champion himself.
The score, please.
宇野さんの得点 102.58。
Close to the PB, back into the form of his life. A delighted home crowd see Japan's Shoma Uno lead the standings with one skater to go.
Matteo Rizzo さん、イタリア。
Makar Ignatov, representing Italy. Matteo Rizzo.
So taking the baton over from Daniel Grassel, who was on the podium last week in Torino. It is the turn of Matteo Rizzo from Italy. Nice quad toe. Oh, costly, shame. Double toe. secure on the triple axel. Well, Matteo, Rizzo obviously connecting with the music by Måneskin, the band famous for the song Begging. But he here, using another of those tracks, it's an Italian rock band. And it really is a homegrown Italian skating product here. Italian music, and Italian coaches. His father, notable Italian ice dance coach, responsible for the success of Italian team Federica Faiella and Massimo Scali, and it's now Massimo Scali who he employs on his choreography roster. And there he is. His father greets him as he comes off the ice. And we see it often. Yuma Kagiyama last week, his father on the coaching staff, for him to so much investment in time, energy and emotion to create this quality of skating. This a shame. Wah. Triple Lutz, double turn Annie touchdown, and tapping down with the free foot in between that jump combination just forces the judges with the criteria they have to go lower on the grade of execution. Something as tiny as a touch of the free toe does have an implication on the technical element score. That was nice. Triple axel. He was working with Lorenzo Magri, the same coach as Grassel, but returned this summer to working obviously with his father and his original coach Franca Bianconi, who we see often in the kissing crowd with the pair teams from Italy as well. So lots of good tuition and good input into this young man. And he'll be hoping to return to the world's top 10. He found himself there in 2019, just outside the top 10 last year in Stockholm.
Rizzo さんの得点 84.78 今シーズンの自己最高得点を更新しました。現在の順位は第6位です。
The score for Matteo Rizzo is 84.78, and this is his season's best score, and this puts him currently in 6th place.
以上をもちまして男子シングルショートプログラムの競技を終了いたします。
And there, the leader,
And this concludes the competition for the
Shoma Uno from Japan, delighting the home crowd and stepping up in the absence of Yuzuru Hanyu to take the lead in this short program here in Tokyo. And if his free skate is anything like what we've seen in practice here, then we'll be in for a real treat. Vincent Zhou will have to work hard to maintain his unbeaten streak this season. Just over 3 points, trailing Shoma. And a beautiful performance from the Korean Junhwan Cha to find himself in 3rd place. We've seen some amazing skating here at the Yoyogi National Gymnasium in Tokyo. Tomorrow we will see the free skates from the pairs, the women, the men, and the free dance from the ice dancers. It's been a great first day of skating at this, the International Skating Union NHK Trophy, and we look forward to seeing lots more to come tomorrow. Join us then.
生体場へのご協力ありがとうございます。続いて、東および西アリーナ S 席、東および西アリーナ S 席のお客様、どうぞご利用ください。お忘れ物のないようお気をつけください。